Hey, hey. All right, I'm coming at you today with just some kind of thoughts I've been thinking about. I hear a lot of people who struggle with the whole balance thing. Have you guys ever said that to yourself? I just need to find balance. I just want to be balanced. Blah, 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 balanced. Oh my gosh, I've heard it so many times. So what I found is that in order to truly feel joy and feel happy and feel light, I don't need balance, but I need harmony. So there's a difference between being balanced and being in harmony, right? And what's the difference? So balance, that's truly being the same. So you spend the same amount of time on your career as you do with your family, as you do in whatever your priorities are. That's never gonna happen. So I think that's why so many people get frustrated, is because they're like, I don't have any sort of balance in my life. Well, of course you don't. If you have a career, you're going to spend around 8 hours a day doing your job. If you're working full time, you don't have another 8 hours to spend here and another 8 hours to spend there in order to be balanced in all the things that you value, right? But you can be in harmony with your highest priorities. And that's what I found when I'm feeling light and feeling joyful about life and about the things I'm doing. It's because my actions and my daily habits are in alignment with my key priorities. And that's when I feel in harmony. So I'm going to give you 3 simple steps and how to figure this out. Okay. Really simple. So the first thing is you got to define your key priorities. And I suggest that you keep it to 3, because while we have a million priorities in life, you can really kind of batch some of them together. So for instance, mine would be faith, family, and then health and my business go hand in hand, luckily. So I can batch those 2 together. As long as I make time for those things each day, then I feel happy and joy. And that doesn't mean the same amount of time, right? So for instance, perfect example, for faith, I do not spend the same amount of time in my scripture study or studying conference talks or reading the Bible, whatever. I don't spend that amount of time the same as I do growing my business, working on my health, hanging out with my family. It's not the same. But if I can at least wake up and read a chapter from my scriptures and maybe spend 10 minutes throughout the day listening to a conference talk, reading a conference talk, that fills my cup and I can kind of check that box off and I'm good for the day. That's me personally. Maybe you need more of that, whatever. But that's where I find is my sweet spot. And that's only taking about 15 to 20 minutes out of the entire day. Then I have the whole rest of the day to work on my health, work on my business, and spend time with my family and take care of them. Those are my other key priorities, right? So how do I navigate that? It looks different each day. And so then defining my second point, once you define your key priorities, the second point is to define how you can honor those priorities each day. Okay, so I explained the how behind my faith one, the how behind my family. Obviously, there's things that have to get done. I have to feed, nurture, take care of my kids because I'm a mom. I value spending one-on-one time with my husband. I value spending one-on-one time with my kids, but that's not hours of one-on-one time. Sometimes it's 15 minutes of quality time playing a game with Brig, or 10 minutes just playing with Finley one-on-one, really engaging in her and having that connection. It's not a lot. It's not quantity, right? It's not quantity. It's quality that helps me fill the different areas that I value, if that makes sense. So just really defining how you need to honor your priorities. As far as my health goes, I don't have to spend hours at the gym in order to feel like I'm taking care of myself. I simply work out 20 to 30 minutes, check that box off. I focus on my nutrition. I plan ahead. I prep. I make it a priority to fuel my body because that's when I feel my best. And as long as I'm doing those things, I am honoring that commitment to my health and to my journey. For my business, I'm not spending all day long working my business. I'm spending focused, intentional time, and I know exactly what I need to get done. And when I get it done, I can check it off. I can check out of my business hat or whatever and step into my next role as being a mom, being a mother, and then honoring those commitments, right? And I feel like that's another tip that I wasn't going to talk about that really helps me, is kind of stepping into whatever you need to be doing. So like when I have scheduled business hours, I work from home, I build a business. It's a huge part of our life. It's not just something I do when it's convenient. It is something I do every single day. I absolutely love it. And so when I step into my office or step into my rocking chair when I'm nursing Finn, but I'm still in my business hours, I am still focused. I have my CEO cap on, my coach cap on, and I am focused on those things, right? But as soon as I'm done working, as soon as I'm done with my business hours, I take that cap off and I put on my motherhood cap, and I'm focused on my kids, and I'm focused on what's important. I'm focused on the house. I'm focused on bills and whatever else needs to get done, but I can kind of leave my business behind and focus on family and what's in front of me. That's helped me a ton. And I learned that from Brendon Burchard. He talks a lot about kind of like when you're getting home from work, leaving work behind you, kind of resetting your mindset, and then stepping into your house ready to take care of the family and love them and be present with them. It was, I think that's super powerful, and it helped me a ton. Okay, third point is to create your game plan. Obviously, you guys, if you have certain things that you need to do in order to honor your priorities, create a routine. And I know some people are like, routines are boring. I like to be spontaneous. Routines work. Habits work. Habits are effective. And so if you can create habits around the things that are most important to you and the things that bring you joy and the things that help you grow closer to your goals and becoming the person you want to be, why wouldn't you want to do those things every single day? Because if you're living in alignment with your priorities, that is what creates harmony, and harmony is joyful. Don't we all want to live a joyful, happy life? I think most of us do. So I just wanted to chat about this for a sec because I seriously get questions all the time. How do you do it all? How do you stay balanced? I'm like, I don't, but I stay in harmony with the things that are most important to me. And that's going to look different for everyone. So you've got to define what's important to you, what it's going to take for you to be in alignment with those things and be able to take care of those things, and then create your action plan, create your game plan so you can have a routine, build habits around fitting those things in that are most important to you and doing them day after day after day. And that's how you're going to truly step into becoming your best self and living a life that you love because you're honoring the things that are most important to you. Okay? Hopefully this is helpful. If you guys have any questions about this, post them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If it was helpful, let me know. And feel free to share it with your friends because I feel like this is such a common thing that people struggle with. You don't have to do it all. Just do the things that are most important to you. Okay? Have a good day. Bye, guys.